I've titled this as a Gerber dime review, but I'm going to use it to draw some comparisons between three very similar classes of multi-tool. These are your keychain sized, very much entry level into each of the three different brands. So Gerber dime versus a Leatherman Micro and the Swiss Army Classic. There is also a Leatherman Squirt, but the price is double the dime. I've gone with all of these are about $20, give or take. And they all fulfill the similar basic functions, and each has a few extra things that it brings to the table that if you want to put something in your keys might well swing you when I describe them. First things first, all these things are very small. Just bear with me, I'll just grab something to compare with. As you see, if I put this underneath, that is a Leatherman rebar. And that's a full size, as Leatherman would say, multi-tool. And that is a 91cm Victorinox hiker. So they're about half the size and about a third the weight of these bigger tools. If you ask me, I think the purpose of these keychain tools is to meet a few very basic everyday carry needs, generally centered around personal grooming and personal care, and perhaps a pair of scissors and a little knife blade for opening letters and boxes and things. And they will do that quite well. The Gerber dime, I'll start with the knives. I'll compare the three knives. The Gerber dime gives you a reverse tanto knife blade. This one's the black oxide version, so it's I think it's just done that to look more tactical because it's all stainless steel, so it's not so much as an anti-rust measure, just to look cool. And that comes with its disadvantages as well, which I'll go into. So you've got a double beveled reverse tanto blade. Leatherman gives you a, if I can find it, Leatherman gives you a clip point, single bevel chisel ground blade. There we are. Through there. Which has stayed fairly sharp, but goes blunt very quickly. However, it's very easy to sharpen. And of course, it goes without saying that none of these are locking. And Victorinox gives you a double beveled, very mini version of the standard Victorinox blade. So that's that one. And this is your usual Victorinox blade. So pretty much the same pattern, just a lot smaller, a bit thinner too. Knife wise, I would have to give it to the Classic. If you're purely after a little knife on your keyring, the Classic is the best deal of the three, I think. It's much lighter too. Scissors, something I think each of these also have. The Gerber dime has little internally sprung scissors. The Leatherman has little, the Swiss Army knife has little externally sprung scissors, a little spring there. And the Leatherman Micro is a scissor-based multi-tool, so it's got much larger, more robust scissors. If you're after scissors, the Micro is the choice. Next tool that all three of them have in common. So we'll go into the grooming side of things, so that's tweezers and files and such. So the Swiss Army knife, grooming wise, has a pair of very good Victorinox tweezers. On the handle, has a toothpick, which could, I guess, it could clean your teeth. It could also clean the bits of the tool, which I use it most for, and also has a nail file opposite to the knife. So there we are. Nail file has a little screwdriver in the end of it as well. Yeah, trying to get into focus there. Fairly good offering. Leatherman has some, again, they're all inside opening tools. Leatherman's got it sort of, the tweezers, the two little separate bits of metal that come to something of a point. But as you can probably see, they're not perfect, they're a bit crooked, a bit harder to grasp hairs with. And on the other side, you've got your nail cleaner and file. No toothpick, which isn't particularly sorely lost. And as for Gerber, Gerber dime offers some particularly ineffective tweezers. just focus that in. I've had no luck, though they look okay from this angle, I've had no luck closing them around hairs. They sort of just don't shut evenly. I've had to go straightening them out, and it's just how they came, unfortunately. And as for a file, the Gerber dime has the world's smallest file. It's double-sided, so it's more of a wood or metal file, which is a bit silly, really. You can open it up to get the. It looks like the bottle opens in the way. If you open it up, it's not as bad. But there you go. I think it's fair to say that the Gerber dime is the weakest personal grooming range of tools. Cool. I'll just get into what all the other tools are on them. Starting back with the Gerber dime. So Gerber dime comes with, quite visibly, it's a bottle opener, a very robust bottle opener. The Leatherman Micro also comes with a bottle opener, but it's not as good as this one. That's a really strong cap lifter. It comes with. Where are we? Comes with a flat screwdriver. The end of the file was your Phillips, so it comes with a flat screwdriver as well. A bit short, but fairly precision ground. Has the knife blade, and it also has a package opener. It's a single beveled. I've put a little bit of a opposite bevel on to make it a little bit sharper. Single beveled device for getting under bubble packaging. It's very, very good at that. It only goes that deep into the package, so you're not going to cut what you've got in there. So, say if you're opening up a HDMI cable that's in a bubble blister pack, you're not going to cut the cable. Very cool and very good idea on a small multi-tool. Very, very wise. What else? Well, of course, I'll just show you the pliers briefly. There we are. So you've got wire cutters at the bottom. No hard wire cutters, obviously. They'll cut a paper clip. You've got knurling for turning very small bolts, or holding bolts while you turn them with another ratchet or something. You've got some just some grippy parts towards the end there, and right at the end, almost making up for those really crummy tweezers, is a fairly well closing plier head. However, typical of Gerber, unfortunately, there's a fair bit of play in the pliers. You won't get that on a Leatherman or a Victorinox. But there you go. So that's that one there. And the Victorinox, I've been through all the Victorinox's tools. It's the most tool light out of all of them. The Leatherman offers you, there's a knife blade, it offers you a flat blade screwdriver, a Phillips head. As you can see, it says 4 Phillips, 2-dimensional of course. And it has its cap lifter. Oh, there we are. Little eyeglasses screwdriver, which is very handy, and a cap lifter. Not a can opener, it's too blunt. Little eyeglasses screwdriver and a cap lifter. Now, which of these little devices is the best? Well, it depends on what your requirements are. For the most tool for your weight, this is half the weight of all these ones. Very, very light, plastic based. This is the most at home on a keyring, I believe. It's very thin, very small. You just don't notice it's there. It goes on my keys next to my Uncle Bill's sliver gripper. These two here, I still think they're more pocket-sized tools. If you had perhaps a second set of a smaller set of keys, or perhaps you kept your car keys separate to your house keys, it could probably go nicely as a counterweight to a big car key, I suppose. Either of these, but yeah, they're a bit of a different category to the classic. Now, as to which of these is better, well, I think looks-wise, the Gerber definitely has the win there. The Gerber has, I've said this a few times, if Gerber put into their manufacturing, the level of effort they put into their art department, they would be an unbeatable force in multi-tools and tools in general. However, a few little quality issues, such as the tiny little ridiculous file, and just things like this being incredibly stiff when I first got it. I've had this for 6 months, and that package opener I got out before, that was a real nail buster to get out. I was getting out I was getting another tool out and just working that for minutes and minutes and minutes at a time, soaking it in WD-40 and oil overnight, and I finally got it to a point where it's workable. So there's just a few little, and I think that comes down to the black oxide coating as well. I think that adds a couple of little nanometers or whatever thickness to everything, so it really does gum it up a bit. But yeah, definitely looks wise. And if you're really into having pliers and a bottle opener, and that's most important to you, it's definitely the one to get. However, who really needs a tiny set of pliers over a tiny set of scissors? I think at this level of multi-tool, the scissors are going to be the thing that you're really going to want out of your little tool. And I'd have to recommend, for quality and for value for money, the Leatherman's probably the one to go for. However, if you were to choose between the Gerber Dime and the Leatherman Squirt series, the PS4, well, that's almost an even match. It's just whether the $20 you pay is worth sort of the lack of plier wobble and perhaps the lack of stiffness in all the tools. So, at any rate, I suppose I'll finish the review by saying that the Gerber Dime is a very cool little multi-tool. It's got a few little flaws, but if any of the functions that I've gone through really resonate with you, particularly that little package opener, I would definitely recommend for a $20 purchase. You could do a lot worse. So I'll wind up the review there, and hopefully I've given you some food for thought and you've enjoyed watching me go through them. Thanks for watching.